Hey everyone, here's a quick tutorial on how to fight the Jackal in Warframe. Spoiler alert, if you haven't fought him yet, I recommend you fight him before you watch the video because it is actually a pretty cool boss fight. The first thing to note before you get into this fight is what type of damage type you should bring to it. So once he's finished his animation, I'm going to pause the screen here and I'm going to pull up the Warframe Wikipedia page on the Jackal. This Warframe wiki is super helpful, and if you're a new player, I recommend you go to this website and go to it often for answers. Okay, on the page, we can see here that the Jackal has alloy armor, and alloy armor is very, very weak to radiation damage. So modify your weapon for radiation damage before you go into this boss fight. Go ahead and put that aside. Here's his abilities. He slams the ground and he creates that blue shockwave that knocks you down. He launches these grenades, they explode, they deal blast damage, and they also knock you down. His main machine gun does puncture damage, and then he does this ability where he creates these blue laser beams that turn red, and they deal a massive amount of radiation damage. Now, first thing to point out, you can improve your damage resistance to those red beams by applying this mod. It's called Diamond Skin. It gives you radiation damage resistance. It's not going to make you invulnerable to it, but it's going to help you. It could potentially help you stay alive. The obvious and easy way to survive that is to follow along with the red laser beams. As soon as he's done with the red laser beams, he drops to the ground and he creates a shockwave, and that's problematic. The shockwave not only knocks you back and does impact damage, but it also turns off your Warframe's abilities. So if you're using a Warframe that needs to use abilities to stay alive, let's say I'm putting this shield on, now you can see that shield is absorbing some damage. I need to stay back from him to avoid him from doing the shockwaves, and I shoot at him from afar. If he creates a shockwave, I need to jump over it like that. Okay, you can get close to him and use melee, but you're not going to have a lot of time to react when he slams the ground. Another way to deal with these red laser beams is to jump over them like this, but it's tricky, and remember, he's going to slam the ground when he's done. If you're in the air when he slams the ground, you're not going to get hit by the shockwave, and it's not going to knock you back. Remember, this is one of the first bosses that new players are going to fight. It is the first real boss. This is teaching you how to use the Parazon with that red thing over his head. Press X to use the Parazon, and you'll see one of those health bars at the top of the screen is gone. Instead of having 4 bars, he now has 3, and one of his legs is now broken. So we're going to use our Parazon to follow him into the next arena. There's going to be lightning things along the walls, and these are going to chain together to create lightning things. He's going to slam the ground again if I get close to him. There we go. We're going to jump over that. And if we look at his legs, one of the legs, this front left leg, has no health. See? Shooting at it, it's doing no damage. Main torso, no damage. You have to shoot at the legs to hurt him, and you have to hit all 4 legs to eventually kill him. So we're in a new arena. We have new pillars that we can use for protection, but they are breaking. See, they're taking damage, they're falling apart. We can't use them forever. Anyway, let's go ahead and break this leg, the front right leg. Okay, let's go ahead and follow along with this. You can walk through it when it's blue, but as soon as it turns red, it's going to do massive damage. One of the things that's going to happen is that, and it turns blue again, it switches direction, you can walk through it. Let's jump over the shockwave when he hits the ground, just like that. See, now we've got these blue walls. I'm going to go ahead and use the Parazon on him again right now, and then we'll continue talking about these blue electric walls. Just going to pause it here. There's a mod you can use to help protect you from that, and that's Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod gives you 60% electric resistance, and it can help keep you alive when you pass through these electric walls. So I'm going to show you what happens when you go through these. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright. I'm taking electric damage over time. Those purple pulsating effects, those are the electric damage over time. You don't want to have that happen. You can jump over it, but it's really tricky. It's kind of hard to see the barrier of the lightning. So I'm going to show you a bit of a cheesy way to deal with this. Also, when half his health is gone, he starts slamming the ground twice instead of just once. And he shoots faster as well, I think. Okay, we're going to take out that back leg. Here's a cheesy way to deal with this. Jump up to the wall and wall latch. You can only wall latch for so long. If you run out of time, you can reset it by just jumping again and then reattaching yourself. You're going to see him slam the ground, and we don't get affected by that effect. So now we can safely walk up to him, use our Parazon, take off the third bar of health, and he's down to the last bar of health. Okay, so if you're a newer player and you're having difficulty with the wall latch that just took out the last leg there, you don't necessarily have to wall latch. You can just hold down the spacebar and the W key, and you'll just do this. The only problem with this is that you're not going to be able to really see what's happening, but if you've got a friend getting you through this boss fight and you don't want to keep dying, just keep jumping up into the ceiling like this. It's kind of a cheesy way to stay alive. So he's down. We're going to head over to him. We're going to activate our Parazon to finish him off. And there you go. That's how to fight the Jackal. One thing to note is that if you're a new player to Warframe, he drops blueprints. Like on the bottom left, I got that Stropha blueprint. And he also drops components for a Warframe called Rhino. Rhino is a very tanky and great starting Warframe to play when you're getting into Warframe. And this is the first boss that you can fight. It's really no surprise that he drops blueprints for a very new player-friendly Warframe. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video was helpful for you, hope you liked it. And yeah, take care. Enjoy defeating the Jackal.